What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a real treat for you. We're going to be making apple butter cake rolls. This recipe is very simple but so impressive. This is definitely going to be a holiday favorite. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with the cake portion of our dessert. The first thing you're going to need is a cup of all-purpose flour. You're going to need a cup of white granulated sugar. You're going to need 4 ounces of applesauce, 5 ounces of sour cream, 2 eggs, baking powder, cinnamon, and also vanilla. First thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Get yourself 2 mixing bowls. I've got these 2 here. And in the first bowl, we're going to add our dry ingredients. You're going to add your flour, your sugar. You're going to need 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and then you're just going to mix together the dry ingredients. I used to be all about pumpkin spice, but year by year, I've noticed that I care for pumpkin spice less and less. I'm definitely team apple now. Anything that's apple or apple cider flavored, I'm all about. Now we have our dry ingredients together. We're going to get out our second bowl. We're going to crack our 2 eggs. And whisk those up. Then we're going to add our applesauce. I did use cinnamon applesauce. That's completely optional. You can use regular if you prefer. And then we're adding our sour cream. And we're also going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm using Mexican vanilla. In my opinion, this is the best, but you can use whatever vanilla you prefer. And now we're going to mix all of this up. Now we want to take our dry ingredients and slowly add them into our mixture. So we're just going to scoop out a little bit, just like that. And we're going to start to incorporate that into our batter. And just as soon as you can't see anything dry in your bowl, add you a little more. We don't want to overwork the batter. We just want to get everything mixed together. You just don't want to see anything dry. And I can already smell the cinnamon. It smells so good. By adding our dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, we made sure that we didn't have anything dry stuck to the bottom of the bowl. Everything is nice and smooth. There's not any big clumps. I have this cookie sheet that I've prepared. I took a piece of parchment paper and made sure to cut it larger than my sheet so that I have some extra on each side. And I lightly greased the pan, and then I lightly greased on top of the parchment paper so we have full coverage of the cookie sheet. Now we're going to take our cake batter mixture and we're going to spread it evenly across the entire cookie sheet. You can use your spatula to just spread this out. We just want a thin, even layer. This smells amazing. Now we're going to take this and put it in the oven and bake it for 15 minutes. While the cake is in the oven, we're going to go ahead and get started on the next step, which is making our whipped cream. As you can see, I have my stand mixer out, but you can use a hand mixer, a whisk. It's whatever you have on hand, you can use it, but today I'm using my KitchenAid just to make things a little quicker. I made sure that my stand mixer bowl is cool, and I also have very cold heavy cream. We're going to add 2 cups of the heavy whipping cream into the bowl. We're also going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And now we're adding 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. I'm gonna start this on low and then work my way up to high. And we're gonna continue to whip this until it forms stiff peaks. Alright, so we're gonna set our whipped cream mixture to the side and wait on our cake to come out. The cake just came out of the oven, still very, very warm. We're going to take this and transfer it over to a towel. This is going to just get it to a surface that's a little bit easier to roll on. It also gets it off this hot pan so we don't overbake our cake. Okay, so our cake's still good and hot. Now we want to just kind of loosely roll this. We're going to take this piece of parchment and roll it right over the edge here, and then slowly and carefully we're going to start rolling this up on itself. The parchment paper is going to keep it from sticking, but we want to roll this while it's still hot so that it can cool in the rolled shape and it won't try to unroll when we actually put our filling in it. So now we've got this all rolled up, we're going to allow this to cool in the rolled form, and then we're going to add our filling. I decided to go ahead and place this onto a wire cooling rack. This will help it cool down a little bit quicker, and it'll also prevent the bottom from sweating. Our cake is finally cooled, so now we're going to carefully unroll it and put our filling in. We do have some splits here, but I don't think that'll be any big deal. We're going to go ahead and put our filling in. The filling that we're going to be using is the whipped cream that we just made, along with some homemade apple butter. First, we're going to put a layer of whipped cream. We want to spread this until it's about a ½ inch or so from the edge. We don't want to go quite all the way to the edge. I'm so excited for this. I love the holidays. Christmas is my favorite holiday, but everything about it, the family, the friends, the cooking, everything about it, the decorating. Now that we've got our layer of whipped cream, we're going to add our apple butter. I'm just going to spoon it on top of the whipped cream. This is a homemade apple butter. Really easy recipe with it as well. I might have to share that one day on the channel. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to share the apple butter recipe. And we're just going to spread this out. I may have to add a little more. Okay, that looks good to me. Now we get to roll it back up. This time we're going to be removing the parchment paper as we roll. Just take your time doing this part, it'll be fine. So we do have a little bit of splitting. That's completely okay. We're not going to use this parchment. We're going to wrap this whole thing up together and we're going to refrigerate it. That's going to help hold this all together, and then we can use toppings to kind of cover up our mistakes. Into the fridge for at least an hour. Alright, we are back and I finally have this all together. It looks so good. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of hiding some damage back here, but it's all right. It looks good from this side. It smells amazing. Very apple pie.
Yeah, it does.
Don't you think so?
Yep. And it's pretty too. So.
It is. It is pretty. Now, I mean, if I had maybe not messed up the back, it would have looked better, but it is. It's a very easy recipe. Looks impressive. Smells amazing. Now let's see how it tastes.
And if nobody wants to eat it, it's a good decoration.
This is true, but let's hope that everybody wants to eat it. Well, let's give it a try. God, it smells good. That's exactly what I was going for.
Tastes like an apple pie cake.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
It's sweet, but it's not
overly
done.
powered.
Yeah, it's not overly sweet. There's not too much of the cinnamon and the spice. You can taste the apple through the Cool Whip or through the whipped cream.
Mm-hmm. Oh, whipped cream is delicious. The cake's good. It's moist. It's not dense. It's not dry.
It's a good ratio of cake.
Yeah, it's fluffy. It'd be good with a cup of coffee.
Yes, it would be.
Now, I mean, tastes like fall, like Thanksgiving. The apple pie, the cinnamon, the whipped cream, just tastes delicious.
It does, and that's my favorite part about the holidays is the food. I love everything, the music, the decorating, but the food. The food's where it's at. So why don't you guys try this recipe for yourself? For that matter, post it. Tag us in it. Make one. Do your own little variation on it. Tag us in it. We'd love to see what y'all make. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Thanks, guys.